mode. All right, gonna add Duan. Is that how I say it, Duan?
Yep.
All right, gotcha.
Thank you.
Okay, well, hello and welcome. Thanks for joining. I don't know how much I missed, but it's the Upstream Kubernetes Marketing. So we're here to help you express yourself. So thanks for coming. Express yourself in Kubernetes content. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this. And we also have a board too that I didn't look at. Where's our board? Group updates tracked here. Come on, man. All right, I can't edit the board, but we've got. Isn't this done? I could have sworn this was done. All right, so let's go through the open items on the board. So
Do you
in
want
progress.
to start actually by having new folks introduce themselves if they would like to?
Yeah, that's way better. Yeah, so let's go around. Is anyone okay with introducing themselves? Like no pressure if you don't want to.
I can.
Yeah, I'm Atharva Shinde. I'm from India. I'm currently in my freshman year and I'm doing bachelor's in computer engineering and love to be here.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks a ton for coming. And then Priyanka, did you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, yeah. So I'm Priyanka Sagu, and I'm also from India. I'm currently working at Red Hat as a site reliability engineer. And today, most of us are joining because of the action item that we have put in there. We're thinking to reinitiate the Meet Our Contributors blog series. Yeah, I'm happy to meet you all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And that's great context. Anybody else?
Yeah. Hello.
Sorry. You go on first.
Yeah. Can I go ahead? Yeah. So, hello, everyone. My name is Kunal Verma, and currently I'm a freshman from India pursuing my bachelor's. And this is my first time in a SIG sub project meeting. So, yeah, really excited to be here.
Yeah, hello. I'm Anubhav. I'm also like a freshman year student from India, and this is also my first time in a SIG sub project meeting.
Hello everyone, this is Pritish Samal from India and I'm a pre-final year student. This is also my first meeting. Apologies because I've joined from two accounts because my audio drivers don't work in the Linux operating system. That's why I have to join from mobile to talk. So happy to be here too. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, I'm Devbrata. I'm also from India, and basically I'm a maintainer at Kioskness. Yeah, I have joined for this action item for reinitiating the blog post series. And, yeah, happy to meet you all. Thank you.
Okay, well, seeing as we have folks that are purposely coming for a particular action item, let's launch right into it. So new action item, we've got a Meet Our Contributors blog post series for the APAC region. So I don't actually know a ton about this issue. So let me pop over here. Okay, let's see what's latest. Okay, a bunch of folks want to be assigned. A bunch of folks are gonna do Meet Our Contributors items. Like, is that so? Folks that join for this, are you looking to do an item, or would you like someone to do an item on you? Where are we going there? So, I hope that wording wasn't weird. Are y'all looking to create a blog post?
Okay, I can just give a brief. So this has
Context,
been,
please.
yeah. This initiative have been started by a couple of folks an year before. And the idea behind this issue is particularly reaching out to people from different regions and interviewing them via different means, through podcast, video sessions, and maybe through questionnaire. So this particular initiative was put on a hold because of the COVID thing. And we are trying to reinitiate it. That's the idea. And why most of the people are here, because Nikita Raghunathan, she suggested that it would be very good to introduce this step, like reinitiating the thing in the Kubernetes marketing meeting. So you could start there and you could have a discussion there about the same. Yeah, so that's a brief about this. And I assume the people who have assigned would be the people collectively working on interviewing folks from the community from different regions, and then maybe collectively working on a blog post. And it will be like a blog post per region here is per country. So yeah, that's the idea behind
Got
this
it. So it's one blog post with a bunch of contributors as opposed to one blog post per contributor.
Yeah, what I understand is different folks interviewing different people, and then compiling it up in a single blog post, which will be for one country or one region.
Is this a regular ask for the Meet Our Contributors efforts as they are going on, or is it a one-time, this is a thing that's happening, come check us out kind of thing?
That's something I am also new to. I feel there are some documents. So I believe there were like people involved in this before as well, and I am sure they also had interviewed, but this is something for us to see, like research more if there are already blog posts written about it, or it is going to be a very new initiative itself. Also, regarding the regular thing, that's also I'm not sure about. So
that's fine. To give some context on, I've heard a little bit about this before, not the APAC specific, but Meet Our Contributors is something that Paris is really passionate about, and she was one of the founding members of getting this sub-project group up and running. And so we've talked a few times about ways that we can better promote what's going on in the Meet Our Contributors meetings. We've talked about doing more tweets, creating like video clips of what's going on in the Meet Our Contributors meeting, all sorts of things that we haven't made a whole lot of progress on. So it's great to see that you all are getting involved with us here. This could be a great opportunity for us to find some good ways to help out with Meet Our Contributors more. So one thing is the blog post, which will be collaborative between the marketing team and whoever on the Meet Our Contributors side wants to be involved with it. We could do it per country. We could do it as a kind of first promo, and whoever wants to be involved with that, that'll have to be on your side, whoever you think is most involved, or we can start doing more regular, for example, tweets. If you all are going to do a session, you're always welcome to post to our tweets repo. I'll put that in the notes. I'm taking notes, by the way, in the notes as I go. Yeah, so there are a few ideas.
Also, I think we could add, like, last time they initiated this, they had a document prepared where they listed the contributors we want to interview, and also few interviews had also taken place. Like Nabarun made that docs, and I think that docs is available with us. We could add it in the document also. Like the whole plan was done there, but somewhere it stopped and it didn't progress.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, so yeah, this document has, like,
awesome.
It has everything. Yeah.
We have so much to work off of here.
I just have a very quick question. So you mentioned that for reaching out to people, we could use tweets or other mediums. So was that the way to reach out to people before?
It's become a thing.
Okay.
The marketing
Okay.
team created, it's like a new Twitter account at Kate's Contributors. Let me grab the link to our GitHub repo. We have some really cool automation that was created by one of the folks who joins us and creates automation for us a lot, Kartikeyan. And the GitHub is really cool because what our goal is for this Twitter account at Gates Contributors is for it to be a Twitter account that's run by the contributor community. So it's owned by the marketing team, and any contributor can create a pull request to the repo. Are you looking for the link too? GitHub. So any contributor can create a pull request, but actually we now have automation so that any contributor can just make an issue on the repo and it'll automatically create a pull request. And once that pull request is merged, it will be tweeted out from the account. So anyone can tweet using that account. I just found it. Let me, oh yeah, you put it in. I'll put it in the chat as well. Yeah, my chat window is over there.
I'm talking on mute. I was saying, I think Rajula put it in the chat already, so thank you.
Oh, yes, you did. Wonderful.
Yeah. All right, awesome. So I see, looking at the issue, I see a bunch of folks wanted it assigned. Do we have, like, what are y'all thinking? One person to author it, or a couple of y'all looking to team up, or are we going to do a couple blogs? Like, what's that? Where are we at on that?
And it sounds like mostly what will be needed from us will be kind of proofreading and advising on the blog post, but you all will have most of the content. Is that correct?
Actually, this is the very first meeting where most of the people who were interested are meeting, and we were supposed to decide what are the responsibilities and how we could divide them among people. So we could talk about that maybe now, like what could be the responsibilities and roles, and accordingly maybe we could have a follow and a sync conversation among the people who have shown interest to work on it, and then we can divide and create groups or stuff like that.
Yeah, awesome, great idea. Just from a a marketing support perspective, we're happy once y'all figure out what your plan is. We're happy to help provide review. So I guess, Priyanka, do you want to lead that discussion for the folks that are looking to get on this?
I can do that, yeah.
Okay, I'll stop talking right now.
So I think some of us had, what I like right away think of is there are lot of people we already have, and I think there will be more people coming forward who want to join this particular project or issue. I won't, this is an open question to folks who were involved in the previous initiative where people were interviewing. So I want to understand how that happened, like the previous time. Was there a working group, not a proper working group, but was there a different channel, different group created for such a discussion, or it usually happens under the umbrella of marketing team itself? So that's first question. Yeah.
The discussion of the roles between the Meet Our Contributor folks?
Yes, and also what are the roles? What were the roles maybe before that?
Yeah, I haven't been involved in the Meet Our Contributor efforts personally. So the marketing team, I thought maybe I should explain a little bit about our charter and stuff first. It might be good to bring that up actually, if you want to find our own GitHub. It's got to be in here. Anyway, so the goal of the Kubernetes upstream marketing team, or contributor comms, or upstream contributor marketing, I don't know, we have many names, is that we want to take the awesome work that contributors are doing and help make it more visible, especially to other contributors, and also any activities that are going on within Kubernetes that need to be communicated to contributors. Try to make sure that we're getting that information to them as best we can. So that involves helping with blog posts. Often we aren't the initiators of blog posts, just like in this case, where we often come in as advisors and to help kind of refine the content and the grammar and everything. There's also a blog team that does more of that. So we're kind of an extra layer in between, but we can help add some polish. And also think about kind of we add a view where we're really thinking about the contributor audience. So that can be helpful for some blog posts. We also, of course, have the Twitter, we have Slack bots. So we have a variety of tools that we use to communicate with contributors and the outside world about what folks are doing. So meet our contributors. I know Paris is involved with the existing video series. Like I said, we've discussed that a few times, but it's not something that's a normal part of this meeting. But I think it would be cool to ask Paris or some of the other folks that do the current Meet Our Contributors and ask them if they have like a sub project of their own and if that would be a good place to discuss this or something like that. But also we are all about cross-team communication and collaboration within the Kubernetes project. So we're happy to have you here.
Wonderful. Yeah, that answers my question. And what, like, I was just taking notes, and what I understood is, so today's meeting was more of introducing the concept that we are reinitiating it, and we haven't, like, before this meeting we haven't talked. So I think the very first task we take for us is meeting again and rediscussing defining what are the roles and responsibilities going forward. That's something I will do. Plus one thing, I want to understand, do we have a template? Do we have, okay, number one question is, you mentioned that we could reach out to contributors or people through, or just spread the word through tweets. Is there a specified template or wording that we use to make sure it is well in code of conduct? And yeah, so that's one thing. And yeah, we could start that.
I can start with those two. So there is a little bit of information in the issue template on the contributor tweets repo of basically just like put your tweet here. I haven't tested our new workflow with creating the tweet through an issue enough to know how well it tests, for example, the length of your tweet. I usually just test it in Twitter before I put it into the form. And as far as wording, once you submit that issue, it will become a PR in the repo. So then we can do regular kind of reviews and back and forth on it to get the wording right. Aside from that, we currently don't have any guides on wording or anything like that. Maybe as this starts to get used more, we could create one and you all could be part of that. That would be great. And then your other question was about talking with the other Meet Our Contributors folks. Is that right?
Yes, but that was just related to, I wanted to understand how we could spread the word, so we could get started. And I think I just have one more question, which is, you mentioned that, so once we have the blog content ready for a review, that PR would be raised on the community repo, right?
So since we're kind of a middle party here, one way that we really like to do this is either to put the blog post into a Google Doc or HackMD, some form of collaborative, markdown friendly-ish tool. And so then we can do some initial reviews in that tool, HackMD or Google Docs or what have you, before you submit the PR to the actual blog, which we can help guide you to. This is the repo, and then like that kind of thing. And then once you submit the PR to the blog repo, the blog team will come in and do their reviews and make their suggestions. So it kind of helps make that process a little smoother. If you submit a rough draft into the PR process, it can get a little messy because then you have to deal with all of the GitHub pieces of working with the PR and updating it and dealing with the comments and all of that. So we make it a little bit more streamlined by doing some of those reviews up front before you create the PR.
I have an example for that actually.
Oh, yeah.
So for SIG node, here's the HackMD, and thanks, Kathleen, for your review on this. So this is what I just scratched here so that we don't just populate the PR. And the other link I have is this one. So this is on my own GitHub repo. And sometimes today I'll create a PR, but hopefully there'll be less comments on the PR because I've got already some reviews on the HackMD, or you can use Google Doc as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. What I'm understanding is the doc and the PR content are same. So it's first doc, it went through doc and then to the PR. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
This gives you the markdown. Yeah.
It's just a pain. It's a pain editing through GitHub, right? Like it's great for code and really terrible for editing Word docs or whatever human.
And sorry, I cut it. So the last thing is, once the markdown document is ready, not the PR, we come back to this particular doc, this meeting doc, and ask for a review. Right.
You can also ping us on Slack at contributor comms.
Okay.
If you go into the SIG ContribEx channel, you'll see a few folks using that tag. I'm so excited that people have been using it lately. So that'll ping most of the regular members of this meeting, and so we can help to get started on that work and make sure it's being distributed among our members. Then you're welcome to come to the meeting too if you want us to take a look at it there. That is a good way to make sure that we actually take a look at it. But if that happens in the middle of the week or the beginning of the week and our meeting is far off, definitely ping us on Slack.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. That's all from me. I think I'll come up with some updates the following weeks. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and then we've got, if you're looking for it, it's not merged in, but we've got like the whole workflow discussed here. And if you are comfortable with what you've written already and you don't want help editing it, there is a process right here where they talk through just submitting directly to the Kubernetes website. So let me put that in the chat as well, or in the notes as well. All right, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead and throw it in there.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, awesome. And then I believe Kunal had a question.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, I had a question related to the like how would we reach out to folks? So like the main idea of this initiative is to reach out to folks who are a little bit shy to talk to people. So like I wanted to ask if we are doing this either region wise or country wise. So how would we be able to go about grouping or filtering out people who are from the same region, and also how would we do that? That's my doubt.
I don't know, but I suspect that I have bad news for you. So it's likely you're just gonna have to reach out to them either on Slack or through GitHub. Ultimately.
Yeah, I think that'll be something for you all to discuss, what you think, at least in terms of the final product of interviewing these folks. Is that going to be videos? It sounds like that might just be blog posts. However you're going to do it, how do you want that to look to folks outside? Do you want them grouped by region or country? You all will have to decide what's best for the APAC region. You can discuss with Paris is the only person that I know that regularly works on the existing Meet Our Contributors effort. So you could ask her what their approach is to the current format and why they chose it. That might help guide you.
Yeah, probably also a great person to talk to if you're looking for other folks that have written one in the past, right? So
She's pretty busy, so she can be a little hard to get a hold of, but try pinging a couple times. She had commented on this before, so I think it's something she would care a lot about.
So besides being shy, I think a lot of time contributors, they're just purely busy. So if you have a small blurb that says, hey, I'm so-and-so from, let's say, contributor commons or some like that, just does a short introduction and provides two-liner of value. That means once we do this blog or something, we'll showcase your profile to so-and-so website, and that showcases the whole community, how you're contributing. That just shows that the time and effort someone will invest has some I guess tangible outcome as well. So, and again, if you reach out 10 folks, probably you'll hear back from 5. Don't worry about the other 5, because no matter how hard you try, even you knock on their door, they'll probably not be able to respond. So it's just probably a numbers game at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely true. And as Dwan has experienced recently, one good way to get folks to respond is to give them something easy to respond to. So one way that we do the SIG profiles, like Dwan has just done, is to give the folks from the SIG, the folks we're interviewing, a list of questions and just be like, answer these at your convenience. So that kind of gives them a prompt and makes it easier for them to answer, I think. So make it easy for them is a bit of advice.
Yeah, thanks, Kathleen. 100%. And you also see like some folks, they're super active. So for example, the 6 chairs, they're super active. So I didn't have to stress anything because they're very kind and they responded within a few days. And you'll see some contributors who are super active. So for those folks, you'll probably get to respond easier. Maybe some non-regular contributors or maybe someone who's just so busy, you might have to reach out a bit more. But yeah, like it's all for the community. So hopefully they'll take some time out to answer the questions.
I had one question, like, what will be the primary mode of communication, like to reach out contributors? Is it preferred to be the mail, or like we can use anything upon like Twitter, LinkedIn?
It's going to depend on the person you're talking to, right? Slack's pretty easy in general. Like most folks tend to be on Slack, but everyone's got their own ways that they want to communicate.
That's one of the first questions I ask when I'm doing an interview is, how do you like to communicate? Would you like to talk over a video call? Would you like to continue talking over Slack? Would you like to move to a different platform like email? And they'll usually let you know their preferences.
Yeah, I keep
Cool.
like
Thank you.
Teams, Discord, Slack, what's the other one? I forget, it's one of the chat apps. But anyway, there's a ton of them. All right, cool. Priyanka, is that most of what you needed as far as the Meet Our Contributors thing? Sorry, I looked away, but I think you just did a thumbs up. Is that right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, folks, and thanks for your interest and for joining. And I think I see some of you that also contributed to the CNCF glossary, so thank you for that as well. Just because I'm now seeing you, so. All right.
Okay,
well,
one last question.
Please.
Sorry. So
No
we'll be okay, so we'll be having our discussion regarding these blog posts in the SIG ContribEx channel, right?
Yeah, wherever you're comfortable, I guess. Unless Priyanka, you have an opinion.
I was just on too long here for the entire discussion. I think our next step of task for us is to chat again over this entire thing in SIG ContribEx. So we can start a thread there. We can talk about everything that we have just discussed about. So define our roles, define our responsibilities, discuss how we want to talk to other people, and we could also maybe write down some proper wordings to start to reach out to people. And so yeah, just not taking too much time, we can discuss this in a thread and maybe answer each other's questions. So yeah.
Cool. Sounds great. Thank you, Priyanka.
Yeah, sounds awesome. This is really exciting. So please feel free to tag me if there's anything I can do to help, because it sounds great.
We're watching the birth of a new sub project here.
Are the SIG spotlights still on? Like there was like a document for that. I did one on usability and someone else was doing on something.
So,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, the newcomers can really help with that, because not like you only have to I mean, I can help if you want to get started. Maybe Kathleen can share more because she was the one who helped me.
Dewan, would you like to talk about what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I just finished a spotlight on SIG node. I'll create a PR sometimes today. And also Chris did an interview with SIG multi-cluster. He shared all the raw content with me. So he has like this video, audios, transcribe and everything. So I'm gonna help him like write the actual blog post. So yeah, those are two upcoming spotlight coming up. So probably one PR today and the other one maybe sometimes later next week.
So two already?
Two already, yeah.
Nice. So hold on, let me update this. 2 of Dawn's blog posts are ready to be made into.
Maybe
PRs.
add Chris's name for the other one, because the SIG multi-cluster is really Chris's.
It's not really
work.
This isn't a real ad. Like, this is just noting it.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't even link to anything. Sorry, it's just weird habit. Blog posts are. Yeah, see? Thank you. Thank you, grammar correction tool. All right. Any other big wins or updates? Okay, I've got a bug Matt again. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Thank you for that. I've got to bug Matt again to get the to-do list or whatever the process merged into our actual docs, but I don't see anything blocking that. Let me look at the board. Update the social media handbook. Anything on this, Kaslin?
No, me and Matt need to get together.
Yeah.
I actually did that like months and months ago, and then I totally goofed the PR because I'm terrible at Git, everyone. Welcome. I'm bad at Git. And I totally goofed that PR and I had to actually delete it. I actually have the text sitting around somewhere. So I have the update. I just have not had the confidence to create a new PR.
Okay. Well, if you feel like it, I'm happy to sit down and pair with you on it.
That might be a good
really
idea.
Anytime.
Teamwork.
Yeah. Makes the dream work. All right, then we've got a bunch of requests. So it looks like things are open but unclaimed. Hold on. I'm going to use my fancy laser pointer. A bunch of things are open but unclaimed. So if anyone's interested, you can check out the requests here and let us know. Happy to assign things over. Yeah, so then no more updates. Any other new items?
Do we have any to-dos for KubeCon? Because there's a contributor summit, right? Any task or anything for that?
Good question.
I can update there. Chris Short is taking kind of the lead on connecting with the folks who are planning the contributor summit. I am also attending those meetings and trying to help out as a supplementary person there. As far as action items on that right now, I don't think there are any. I'll have to check my notes. But as we get closer to it, and really any time at this point, we'll probably be creating tweets to say, hey, contributor summit is happening. Here's kind of the plan. Here's links to information about what's happening. To give a general overview, there is going to be an in-person component of the contributor summit. They're planning space and activities and all of that. And they're trying to make sure that all of the stuff going on in person will be able to be live streamed, so that there will also be a virtual component. And we're thinking about how to make the virtual component interactive and fun for all the folks who will be joining the conference virtually. Yeah. So there's a lot of planning going on around all of those pieces right now. There's another meeting that happens on that, and it has its own notes doc, which I'll have to bring up to check on the notes on that. So that's kind of the status. We're keeping an eye on it, and we'll probably help out with blog posts and Twitter and things like that closer to it. Another thing with KubeCon, though, that I want to mention while I'm talking is the maintainer track. So for the past KubeCons, we have put together a kind of a schedule of tweets to promote all of the things that are happening in the maintainer track to contributors, which we do, of course, using the Twitter account. So that's another thing that we'll be working on as KubeCon comes upon us.
Awesome. So basically more tweets and keep an eye open for Contributor Summit stuff. Yeah, awesome.
And if you want to get involved with those, definitely let us know. There will be tweets to write about the maintainer track sessions. And I think that would be a great place for new folks to get involved.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Cool. Any more new items? Going once, going twice. Sold. All right. Updates, big wins. Any more updates or big wins? I need to work on my auctioneer voice. But we're gonna go ahead and say no, maybe. Wait, hold on. KubeCon activities.
Yeah, I'm just putting in what we just talked about, and I'll try to grab a link to the notes doc for the Contributor Summit.
Okay.
Just in case.
All right. Well, then, if there's no updates or big wins, I think we're ready to close. Everybody good?
Can I say something?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Actually, this is my first time attending, contributor comms meeting. So if you could just give an overview of like what is this subgroup all about?
Yeah. So great question. So one, I just put it up in the beginning here, but here's the charter. And so I'll put that in the Slack real quick. Copy link. I can do this. I know how to work computers. So there's our charter. So that's a lot of words about the goal is to make it easier for folks to contribute or to talk about stuff and, share messaging about contributor related stuff. And then specifically, this group tries to help make it easier to write blog posts for a number of different Kubernetes blogs. So if you're looking to write a post and you want some help, we'd love to help you. We're also keeping a list of posts that need to be written. So if you're looking for, I want to write something, but I don't know where to start, also a great place to go. Anything I missed? Duan, Kazlan, Kanal? Oh, Rajula.
Well, I'd love to hear your take since you've been in this group. How do you feel about this group and what we do?
I think it's great. SIG ContribEx, SIG docs, for example, these are just like really amazing SIGs for beginners to get started with. This particular SIG in particular, because you get to interact with all the other SIGs. So for example, recently I was a shadow for comms, and most of the people who were part of the marketing, who were regularly attending the marketing meetings, they were also part of the comms as shadows. So we basically collaborated with people in various SIGs and enhancements and stuff. So you get a very good idea about how different SIGs work. You get to interact with other people, which is something I would highly recommend checking out, helping out with the. So if you want to get started, if you where do I get started, what to do, definitely you can start with the SIG spotlights. So you just have to reach out to various SIGs and learn about their views. You can reach out to Devane, me, and basically ask anything in the session, the sessions we're having every Friday as well. But yeah, overall it's been great. I think it's very welcoming, just like every other SIG. And for me, it has been an amazing experience. I'm learning a lot, and yeah, it's been great.
As you might have noticed, it might not be as formal as you might have originally thought. We're a bunch of people with a goal, and we kind of try to aim toward it. Dewan, you wanted to add your thoughts?
No, I was just saying you haven't yet seen Chris and Matt and us talking, talking about video games and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. So I needed that background to just share the experience. So first of all, super fun folks, super kind. I think it's only my 4th meeting, so I'm relatively new as well. So one thing like I can relate to is just like building software is important, promoting software is also important. So this group kind of helps promote the software and also more importantly the community. So if you like that aspect of working with people, I think you absolutely love this subgroup or SIG.
And I kind of gave my spiel on what I feel like this group's goals and activities are earlier. Like we've said a few times, we do blogs, we do Twitter, we have a Slack bot where we can communicate with all of the SIGs directly in their Slacks, which we use very sparingly because it can annoy people if we use it too much. But for very important announcements, we do that. A lot of different efforts that go on throughout the Kubernetes project we get involved with as advisors for who needs to be communicated with and how we should communicate with them. And that's kind of our area where we try to provide help. And definitely check out our GitHub that's in the chat, GitHub Kubernetes community, and then communication marketing team. It's like our own little area, which describes our charter, all of our goals that we try to base our team around. We also have a roles handbook, which was mentioned earlier. I need to update the role handbook for the social media lead. These are concepts for some of the work that we do and some of the roles that might be involved in doing that work. They're from the initial foundings of the team, so some of them are a little out of date. I think a couple of them have been updated. But if there's something that you really like about our mission and want to get involved with, just tell us, because we're a bunch of people trying to work together to accomplish some goals. So we work a little ad hoc sometimes and just try to help each other. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much for answering. That cleared a lot of my doubts. Yep.
And if it's not the place for you, you are most welcome to move on to another group after you're done here, after you've started to get involved with things. I know lots of people who hop around among SIGs as their interests change and their activities change within the project. And that's absolutely wonderful and welcome. We want to help you become a part of the community.
Okay. Well, if no one has anything else, I'm going to stop the recording. Yes.